Hello everyone. Sorry I'm a little late. Can you hear me? Just checking the chat. Can everyone hear me okay and see me? Any technical difficulties? Okay. So in the chat room, Prakar, you're first, 9:30 p.m. Well, that's a little early. Now it's 10:30. You joined the chat room at 9:30. Were you waiting 1 hour? Ifrajan, you're waiting too. Lorraine, Layla, Carrie Page, Eddie Valdo, Just Chamar, Aman Khan, Van Vo, okay, Mandy, Florin, Grace, Nakati Sahin, hello, welcome, and Andre. I think I only see one new person. Nakati, I don't think I've seen you before, but I think I've seen all the other people before, and welcome to this chat, this live stream. Now, this live stream does not have a topic. I'm sorry, guys, I did not prepare a topic. Tonight's live stream is just Q&A, question answer, which means you have an English question, and I'm pretty sure I'll have the answer, or I can find the answer. So right now, everyone should be thinking about what kind of English question you're going to ask tonight. If you don't know who I am, and I think everyone knows who I am, my name is Robin Shaw, and of course, I'm a Canadian teacher living and working in South Korea. And I do these live streams maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Most of the time I'm talking about some topic. Tonight there's no topic, I'm just answering your questions. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you do not see the chat room, you should log into your YouTube account, and then you can participate in the chat. And it's very important to participate in the chat because that's where I'm going to get my questions, and probably that's where I'm going to answer them. I might answer some questions here. Again, you guys should be thinking of questions right now. Don't make the questions too difficult because I don't want to be teaching a lesson, which means, if you're asking about, Robin, I don't know when to use future perfect. Can you give me all the examples in English language to use future perfect? I'm not going to answer that question. That would take over 10 minutes to explain and to make sure you understand it. And I don't want to focus too much on very complex questions. You could put them, and I'll think about doing that in a future video. But for these, I just want to spend 1 or maybe 2 minutes answering a question. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time answering a question because everyone's going to get bored and leave. And I want to keep everyone entertained, and I want to keep everyone quickly learning new things. All right, and let's see. Some more people have joined. Welcome if you're coming late. You're late to class. Andre Hell, I can't hear you. Is there a problem with sound? Foreign, it doesn't stream well. Is it better now? Hello from Korea. Hi, teacher. Hashim Kamis. ADKH, hi. Yeah, JY9303, hi. Tom. Tom. I'll get to your question in a moment, Tom. With the live streams, there's always technical difficulties. I don't think it's my fault because I'm in Korea now, and the internet is usually very, very fast, very reliable. But YouTube sometimes has technical difficulties, and I don't know, in your country, if you're using Wi-Fi or a service, you might have some difficulties too, because live streaming takes a lot of bandwidth, right? It takes a lot of memory. So sometimes there's technical difficulties. I'm sorry about that. And if you don't watch the live streams live, every live stream is saved to this channel. So everyone, now if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified of any future live streams. And they're always at this same link. So you just copy this link somewhere and you just keep checking this link. This link is the same link for every live stream. All right, we got some new people joining. Rawaz. Oh, Tom. Tom. All right, so some of you are going to start asking questions, so I guess I'll start answering the questions. So let's go back to, there's a lot of comments here. What was the first question? Florin. Florin asks how you got into South Korea without passing through North Korea. That's not really a English question, Florin, but I took a plane from Canada, and you do not have to pass through North Korea. Tom, what are your opinions on Chomsky's universal grammar? That's a very complicated question, Tom, and I did study a little bit of Chomsky when I studied linguistics. He's the father or grandfather of linguistics, but I will have that talk with you offline. That question's a little too hard for this group. All right, he's being cheeky. All right, Carrie Page, who comes here every night. I see Carrie. She's a good fan. She asks how to pronounce a word. He's my favorite American musician, and I'm wondering how to pronounce his first name. Okay, good grammar. Your question has good grammar, Carrie. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I got to check that here. Names are difficult because, I don't know how to pronounce. Sufjan. Sufjan. So it sounds like, I'll type it. So that, Sufjan, he's your favorite American musician? I've never heard of him. All right, Tika's online. Stream is better. All right, Sushant asks, Robin, please clear this doubt. Doubt or confusion? I think you want to say the word confusion, Sushant. When do we exactly use got, get, getting in, or got, get, getting in the sentence? Okay. Well, that's easy. I'm not sure where your confusion is, but of course, you have the verb get. So I get On the bus. Yeah. Or I'm trying to think of a good example with get. I don't want to use get on. I get the newspaper. And I'll say, I get the newspaper every morning. I didn't write every morning. So I'm talking about get as an activity. I get the newspaper every morning. That's get. And the past tense of get is what? Got. So I get the newspaper every morning. This is like a routine. This is something that happens regularly. So we use simple present. But past tense, I got the newspaper every morning. We need some time. If I'm going to use past tense, I got the newspaper late today. All right, that's get and got. That's very simple. Get, I get the newspaper, describing a routine or a daily activity. I got is just past tense, something that happened in the past. Now you're asking about getting. And the key to understanding getting is the ing. So when you see the ing, you know it's something continuous. So it could be present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. Let's say some of you watching now might say, I'm getting bored watching Robin teach English. So this getting is happening now. So we're going to use the present continuous for things that are happening right now. The get, usually for daily activities or a routine, you're going to use get. And the got is a past tense. Okay, I hope you understand. I don't want to go into too much detail of the get, got, getting. I hope you're less confused. If you're not, you can send me a message in the chat group and I can try to explain it more. I like to explain more complex questions on my Facebook group. So if you join my Facebook group and you ask these kind of questions, I will spend more time and detail trying to explain. Okay. Can we use more verbs in a sentence? Aman Khan, can we use more verbs in a sentence? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by more verbs? A lot of sentences have like helping verbs, auxiliary verbs. I'm not sure if you want to use two main verbs in a sentence. Can you give me an example? So we'll come back to that, Aman Khan, if you can give me an example. Akib, Ahmad Khan. Oh, those names are confusing. Aman Khan, Akib, sorry if I make a mistake with anybody's name. Aman Khan, Akib, Ahmad Khan. Good to see you, Mr. Shah. Good to see you here. Mandy, how to improve for hearing in English? Well, the first thing, Mandy, you don't want to use the word hearing. You want to say your English listening. Listening is the skill, okay? And when you say skill, listening skill, the key word is skill, because any skill in the world, whether it's driving or swimming, You improve that skill with practice, okay? You just have to practice your listening skill. Now, like reading, for listening, don't start with very difficult listening. As I said in some other live streams, don't watch CNN or BBC News and sit there and try to listen and understand everything they're saying. That's first of all, that's too boring, and you're not going to understand that listening. I don't even understand sometimes. It's so fast and the topics are complex. You have to start with your level, whether it's reading or listening. So they're both skills. Start with your level, all right? So for example, when you're starting to swim, you don't go into the deep end of the swimming pool. You have to start in the shallow end, all right? When you know how to swim, then you go to the deep end. But a lot of my students, they're jumping in the deep end. I can't do it. How do I do it? Start with easy stuff. And for listening, I always recommend Voice of America, okay? Go to the Voice of America. They have an English learning part of their website. You got to find it. Search in Google, Voice of America. Go to the English learning part. They have an amazing listening practice activities. They get easy videos to watch because they split it up between levels, level 1, level 2, level 3. So you can read the text or you can listen to the text. Voice of America, they're really good for helping listening. Sorry, I spent so much time on that question. I'm going to move on. I hope that helps you. Moving on. If there's so many questions here, if I miss your question, just repeat it later. So I'm very sorry. JY9303. Wait, there's a question before that. Oh. Florin asked, how do we handle sentence with double meaning? You mean pun? I think you mean pun. Florin, I don't know if you know, but on my channel, my other channel, Shaw English, I'm going to... I do a really good video on puns. I just added it to the chat. That will answer a lot of your questions on puns. I think it's a really good video to talk about puns. So check out that video later. Puns is a little bit difficult to teach right now because they're very complicated and they have double meanings. But puns are usually used as a joke, so they're not so common. So the JY9303, what is the best way to speak in English fluently like a native speaker? I get this question every day, and yep, you want to speak like well, there's a little bit difference between fluent English and native speaker. Native speaker means you were born in the country, you've grown up in the culture, and it is absolutely perfect. Fluency, you weren't born in an English-speaking country, but you mastered the language. Okay, so a little bit different. So I don't think anyone here is trying to be a native speaker, but I think many of you are trying to be fluent in English. So to be fluent, the best way is to live in an English-speaking country, all right? I recommend Canada or Australia, but of course you can go to the UK or the US. They're very expensive. And there's some like New Zealand. There's other places too. A lot of Koreans study English in the Philippines. Go there. Then you can practice your English a lot more. That is how you get fluent. If you don't go to an English-speaking country, you can get fluent in your country, but you have to study every single day. All right? You got to put in the time, the effort to really improve your English. Oh, Ifra Semi or Sema. It's very small text, guys. I'm sorry. My center monitor is very small, so sometimes the letters are not exact. Tuan An Winyen. Difficult to say the name. She asks, what's the difference between the very next day versus the next day? What's the difference? Very is an intensifier, okay? So they mean the same thing, but when someone says very, they want to kind of emphasize the next day, the very next day, okay? So, for example, my brother met a girl, and the next day they got married. Okay, so that's just a silly example, not true. But that's a very strange story. So I probably wouldn't say the next day they got married, because that's very shocking. I want to emphasize that. I would say, my brother met a girl the very next day. To emphasize, the very next day they got married. But they mean the same thing. Robin, how old are you now? I'm born in 1975. Hashim Kamis, please tell us what are the differences between prison and jail? I'm very curious to know. Thanks. Well, prison and jail are very similar, but there is a little difference. Okay, so someone did a crime and they're put, we say, behind bars. Jail kind of means short term. They're behind bars for a small amount of time. So if I commit a crime, I do something bad, and the police come and they arrest me, they will take me to the police station and they will put me in jail. Okay, so in the police station, it's small. That's called a jail. And then I will go to court, and then the judge will say, "You're a bad guy, Robin. You have to be behind bars for 20 years." Then I go to the big prison. Okay, so that's not 100%, but most of the time that is the difference between prison and jail. But native speakers, sometimes they say, yeah, when they're going to prison, they might say, yeah, I went to jail for 5 years. It's a little awkward, but they might say that. But the difference is jail is small, prison is long-term. Hope that answers your question. I'm going to move on. If it didn't answer your question, maybe chat with me, ask that in the WhatsApp groups. You can see my WhatsApp groups and other groups in the links. So if you're interested in talking after the live stream, go into the links. All right. Sushant is continuing her question with get, got, getting with third form of verb. You mean the third person? What form? You mean the tense or the third person? Could you put an example sentence? For all of you, because English there's so many different ways, so many different tenses. The best thing for you to do is put an example sentence. Then I know exactly where your confusion is. So, Sushant, can you put an example sentence and I'll know what you're talking about? Florin, CVC. Consonant vowel, yeah, we know that. Consonant vowel, consonant, CVC. What's your question, Florin? Are you answering? Oh, musician Yan. K. No Korean here. You can say KKKK. Nobody, please speak your language. This is a English chat with an English teacher. You're all learning English. There's no reason to use your own language in the chat, okay? If you do, I will delete that. Please have a good manner. Grace, verbs plus some prepositions that make a different meaning, as like go by, go off. Do I have to memorize as one word? I think you're talking about phrasal verbs. These are called phrasal verbs. There's thousands of them. And do not sit down with a book and just start reading phrasal verbs and trying to memorize them. It's not going to work. Phrasal verbs, it's usually for advanced. Yeah, there's some simple phrasal verbs, but to know, thousands of them, you're probably advanced or fluent because there's so many. They're so similar. They have so many meanings. The best way to study phrasal verbs is reading, because phrasal verbs are always used in reading, and the more you read, the more phrasal verbs you will learn, and you will understand better what context to use phrasal verbs. So don't memorize them, read. Tika, how to make a sentence pick you up? I'm not sure what you're asking, but I'll just talk anyways. Yeah, my board. So let's see. Pick you up. So this is like Grace is talking. This is a phrasal verb, and pick up has many meanings. So I don't know the context of what you want to learn at Tika, but I'll talk about two contexts. So I wrote a sentence here. I picked her up from the airport. So maybe I'm driving a car and my friend, she's at the airport, and I went to the airport with my car. I picked her up. And or I say to my other friend, hey, let's meet Saturday night. I will pick you up. Okay, I'll pick you up at your house. So again, I might take my car and get that person from their house. The opposite is drop off. Pick up, meet and get someone, and drop off is to take them home or to the airport or to their hotel and they get out of your car. So pick up, drop off. But pick up has many meanings. I think we'll stop there. That's the most common meaning of pick up. Does that answer your question? If it doesn't answer your question, I need some more information. The more information I have about the question, the better the answer for everyone. Aman Khan, I'm not getting bored. I'm enjoying. Thank you. Susanna Sanchez. Hi, Robin. How are you? Hello, Susanna. Welcome. Lutfi Zakaria. Why ain't is not good when we use it in some conversation? Well, I said this before in a live stream. my opinion, another teacher will have a different opinion, but my opinion, ain't is never good. It's a word that I have used it when I was a teenager, but I definitely do not use it now, and I do not teach it to my students. And if my students use the word, I usually tell them not to use it. Ain't, not always, but ain't can make the speaker sound, I got to be careful because there is some prejudice against people who say ain't sometimes. For example, I think I used the example of the job interview. If you go to a job interview and you're using ain't, it's kind of too casual, and it may look you may look a little uneducated. Okay, so ain't is kind of a street talk. I do not recommend it. Never. You're going to hear it a lot, but there's a lot of, native speakers, they say a lot of things you shouldn't copy. Snuggle me tight. Who are you, snuggle me tight? I'm not going to answer that. Mandy, thanks, Robin. Please let me know the adjective order. Whoa. Well, the adjective order, I did make a video recently with Fanny teacher about adjective order. So check out that video because there's 8 or 9 adjective orders, or things to think about in the adjective order. The list here: quantity, quality, size, age, shape, color, purpose. It's a very complicated answer, but if you have a sentence, and I can, what sentence you're focusing on, then I can help you. If not, check out the video in adjective order. Fanny does a great job of explaining the order. So Roz, what does this sentence mean? I ain't take no shit. Well, did you find that in a movie? Because I don't think native speakers usually say that. If they do, I don't want you to say that, Rawaz Ali. That just means someone doesn't like to be bothered. And Rosa, hello Rosa, what does it mean when we should use this? Face the music. Okay, so face the music. That's a very interesting idiom. Okay, now I'm going to talk about idioms this Sunday. That's my topic this Sunday, idioms. Last Sunday I talked about slang. This Sunday I'm going to talk about idioms. It's going to be a great video if you need to understand about idioms. So face the music means you've done something wrong. Okay, you made a mistake. You've done something bad, and maybe, for example, I'm going to use example situation. I borrowed my father's car, and I am driving my father's car, and I accidentally scratched the door side of the car. And I know my father's going to be very, very angry because I scratched his car. So I have a choice, or I have 2 choices. I can hide, not tell him, and then pretend, oh, I didn't know. Or I can face the music. So face the music means to be brave, talk to the person who is angry, admit your mistake, and get the punishment. Okay, that's what face the music means. So simply, yeah, you've done something wrong, you have to be brave and just go to the person to tell them, I'm sorry, I did something wrong. And that person will be angry or may give you punishment, but you have to face it, accept it. Okay, that's face the music. I hope that helped you. JY9309, thank you, for I have stayed in New York City, US before, so I read the newspaper in English every day to learn more words. That is a good way for English to speak fluently. Yes, reading is great for fluency. Thank you for your comment. And I've never been to New York, but I hope to go there soon, someday. Grace. Some people put, blah, 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 many times. How can I know what they say before I hear what is for the you know? You guys are asking me a lot of questions about American English, because Canadians usually don't say, you know. So yeah, I've noticed that too. A lot of Americans say, So actually, every language we have some speech that it helps us speak in a way that is more casual. So Canadians use is usually at the beginning of the sentence, and for Canadians we usually use a, and this is an expression at the end of the sentence. So if I said, oh, it's cold out, eh? Which a Canadian will say. A means nothing, okay? It's just what we're adding to the sentence to give the sentence a little more color. And Americans, they have the habit of saying, you know what I'm saying? Which doesn't really mean anything. That's just how they talk. You don't need to copy that. But I have students, they've went to study in America, they come back and they you know what I'm talking about, Robin? And I'm like, they picked up the habit. But that is only spoken English, and that language is not necessary. Tuan, could you explain an idiom, by the way? By the way. So you're talking about one topic, and then you remember some other news or information, and you want to change the topic. This is a good word. So I'm talking to you now about teaching English, and I have something I want to say to you. I would say, by the way, in Korea today it snowed a lot. Okay, so I completely changed the topic to talk about something I remembered. By the way, so I'm giving new information. In Korea it snowed a lot. Hope that answers your question. Good evening. Am I late today? Oh, it's a pity. Don't worry, you can go and watch this video anytime. Thana Pradana. Hi, I am new here. Welcome, Thana Pradana. Subscribe. Oh, 10 minutes. I'm 10 minutes behind in the comments. We have some new guy. His name is Hyung Woo Ja. Hello. Young Tika. Tuan. Practice makes perfect. Please help give me the meaning of this idiom. Well, I'm going to type you missed the S in makes. Practice makes perfect. So the meaning of that's not an idiom. Okay, that's not an idiom. I'll talk about idioms Sunday. Practice makes perfect just is like a saying, a common saying. Practice every day, and in the future, you will be perfect. Uh, there's already a lot of spammers. Mandy Lim, when I search Robin English, well, my site is Shaw English, the top there, Shaw English Online. You have older video, 1 year ago. Why not have this year? Well, Mandy, there's a secret to YouTube. If you look at all the top English channels, the main teachers are women. Because on YouTube, most of the viewers are men. And this is not a bad thing. But naturally, men prefer to study with women, and maybe women prefer to study with men. So all the top YouTube channels on teaching English are usually women teachers. And also on my channel that I made videos a few years ago, and so did teachers like Esther and Molly. And Esther and Molly became very popular, and I'm not so popular. That's okay. So I'm very happy Esther and Molly became popular. They're great teachers. And Fanny is a great teacher too, and they're very popular. But you know, when I talk, yeah, I can be boring at times. I want to teach. I'm focused on teaching, not so much entertaining. That's my problem. But instead of that, I decided to do live shows, almost live streams, almost every night teaching. So this is better, isn't it? Oh, Sushant, she got selected in the drive. She gets selected in the drive. She is getting selected in the drive. I think you used the wrong verb, selected. Because that sentence is not, it's using the wrong verb, Sushant. But I think I can understand. So she got, it happened in the past. She gets, it's a usual thing. She always gets selected. And she is getting is right now. Right now she is getting selected. So she got something in the past. She gets, she usually gets, she is getting right now. Good evening. Oh, sorry, sir, I can't read your name. It's in Arabic, and I don't teach, or I don't read Arabic, but I have so many students who know Arabic. Maybe one of them can teach me easily. Don't teach me in the chat, this chat room. Teach me in WhatsApp or something. Oh, sorry, Lutfi. I say Lutfi. Lutfi? It might be your pronunciation of your name. Susanna Sanchez, do you like British accent? Yeah, I like British accents. I cannot do a good British accent, sorry. AdKH, what are the differences? What is the difference between grab? I think you misspelled GRAP. Should be GRAB. Grab, take, get. Okay, so 3 verbs. grab, and then you put take second. Yep, take. So grab, I'm going to say it simply. Now, these are three verbs, three common verbs. They're used in so many ways. There's so many different ways. You didn't give sentences, so if you gave a sentence, I could talk about that. But I'll just talk about the common ways. So grab, if you look at my hand, when you grab something, like a marker, grab is the act of holding it. So I'm going to grab a marker. I'm going to grab a marker. So take, very similar. I'm gonna go to the classroom and take a marker out of the classroom. Okay, I'm gonna take it with me. And get, very similar. I'm gonna go to the classroom and get a marker. So I'm gonna go and pick up a marker and bring it out. So very similar when I'm talking about a marker and classroom, but they can be very different in other ways. Grab is often used with taxis. So I'm going to grab a taxi, or I'm going to grab a cab. But you can also say I'm going to get a cab. I'm going to get a taxi. You can also say I'm going to take a taxi. I'm going to take a cab. Very similar. They will be different in some situations, but I cannot think of every situation right now. If you write some examples, I can comment. Jolabi, hi. Itaras. I want to know American accent. Can you learn me? You should say, can you teach me? And my advice is, are you going to live in America? Because I would say, why do you want to learn American accent? I don't want to learn American accent. Than, ni. Hello. Thana, Pernana, what is the main topic at the moment? This video has no main topic. It's just Q&A. If you see my past videos, I have a topic. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'll have topics. And should we learn English idioms when the people I need to talk not native? You shouldn't learn. I'll talk about idioms on Sunday, but briefly, I would say you don't need to study idioms. Now, a lot of students I see on Instagram, idioms are fun, all right? But it's not very helpful to sit down and study a lot of idioms. But they're fun to learn, but it's not really useful or practical. There's maybe, there's about 10 or 20 very common idioms we use in English, and then there's hundreds that we don't hear very often. But a lot of students, they focus on these hundreds of idioms. A lot of them I don't even know, I've never heard, but they study them. So I would say, don't study idioms from a book. Only study an idiom when you hear it from a person. Miriam. NH. Yo, bruv. Sorry. Miriam, welcome. Rosa, can you pronounce tolerant? I pronounce that tolerant and responsible. Tolerant, responsible. Karina, oh, hello, good morning. Well, it's 11:20 p.m. here in Korea, but good morning to you. Welcome, Karina. Tuan, if I can understand you in this live stream, whether I can understand native when we talk in real life. Well, I think I understand your question. So, yes, I'm a native speaker, but am I talking to all of you naturally? Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Naturally, I'm a slow speaker because I've been teaching in Korea 20 years. I've learned not to talk so fast. I've learned to be careful with what kind of words and expressions I use. So I might be easier than the usual native speaker because I'm a teacher. I want you to understand. If you go to if you go to an English-speaking country, wow, you're gonna say they don't sound like Robin. Robin's so easy because they're just gonna speak and speak and speak and speak. They don't know what you understand and what you don't understand. Being a teacher, I do have a better sense of what you guys understand and what you won't understand, and I adjust my speaking. But they won't. They'll just speak, 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 idioms, slang, everything. They'll throw everything at you so fast that you're going to be overwhelmed. So I am different. I am easier, and you should not judge. Don't expect every native speaker, whatever country, to talk to you like I do. People with good manners, if they know you're from another country, they should have sense to at least check to see if you understand. But some people don't check. They just and you can be lost. But I think of me as a step towards understanding full native speakers. Okay, I'm just a step. And yeah, it's really, really hard if you're listening to two native speakers talking to each other. That can be really difficult. All right, I'm going to move on. JY9309, what is the difference between English countries about accent? For example, Canada, US, Australia, UK will say. I heard the pronunciation is a little bit different. Yeah, you're from Korea, right? Same in Korea. Same in every country in the world. There's multiple dialects. So they have the same language, but in the country, this province says a little different. And the change is usually the vowel sounds, okay? So when we're talking about accents and the different accents between these countries, usually the change is the vowel sound. And even in your language, in your country, it's the same thing. Latvi, by the way, and anyway. Oh, by the way, and anyway are different. So I'll just put this on the board because I think it is important. This is a good question, everyone. Listen carefully. So I told Lutfi earlier, by the way, is you kind of remembered some information and you're changing the topic to talk about that new information. Anyway means you want to end that topic. You want to move on to a different topic. So you're talking about a topic and then you really don't want to talk about that anymore. Usually you're going to say, anyway, look at the time, it's time to go. Or you're talking, oh, anyway, I should go home. Okay, you're going to end the topic and move on. So that's usually the difference. You think of something, oh, I forgot to say this, or I'm thinking about this, I'm going to talk about it now. And anyway, you want to end the conversation and move on. Layla, you seem to skip my question. I'm sorry. My text is very small here. I probably missed many questions. If I missed your question, ask again. How to pronounce plan and plane? It caused me confusion. This is pronunciation. And we were talking about the magic E. Let's see. just 3 words, and you can see the pronunciation. Man, can, ban. All right. So the vowel sound, man, can, ban, and then we have the magic E. We're going to change it from short to long vowel sound to main. Man, main. Can, cane. The vowels changing. Ban, bane. Your question. Plan, plane. Okay, you're changing the vowel sound. Short to long. Short sound to long sound. Hello, my dear Robin. Practice. Oh, that's my comment. Oh, I'm about 20 minutes behind, guys, so I'm very sorry. I'll try to go faster. Nova, I'm late. What is the topic today? There's no real topic today. Saturday, Sunday I have topics, but today is just Q&A. Florin, how you selected English teachers? Well, I auditioned the English teachers. It's very, very difficult to talk to a camera, all right? Especially here, you don't see it, but there's lights. There's lights on me. I got the mic, and I got people watching me. It's a very difficult thing to do. So there's a lot of really good teachers, but they're camera shy, and I'm camera shy too. That's another reason I don't make many videos. I like to write and film the videos, but being in front of the camera, I'm terrible. So I usually audition teachers, and if they're good teachers, then I use them on my website. That's how I get the teachers. Thana Perdana, what time does the live chat class start? Every night, not every night, but most nights this time around, I'm in Korea, so that's 10:30 p.m. Korean time, so you have to check what is your time. It's always at this link. Kim Hoon, yeah, it's better. Rosa, you are very popular. Why do you think you are boring? You always say that in live streams. I'm just joking. If you're watching now, because already almost 1 hour passed. If you're watching me now, thank you very much, because you guys are appreciating what I'm doing here, and because of that, I feel very good that I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to help you improve your English, but the truth is, my style of teaching or my style of speaking is not for everyone, okay? And I understand that. I'm not angry if someone hits dislike on the video. I hope all you guys hit like, but if someone hits dislike, that's fine. I understand that this style is not for them. Shihab Eldin, hi Robin, hi Grace. When I watch the movie for fun and also for acquiring English at the same time, what is the better way, with subtitles or without it? Well, for watching movies, I usually give the advice, almost everyone asks me this in the live streams. You watch an English movie or a TV show, the first time you watch it with your language subtitles. So Grace, you're Korean. The first time you watch a movie, you should watch it with subtitles. I say that because you have to first watch the movie to get the entertainment. You want to be entertained by a movie. So watch it with subtitles. Get the entertainment. And then you watch the movie and you got the entertainment. You understood the movie, what's happening. Then watch the movie with English subtitles. Watch the movie with English subtitles because you already know the story, you kind of know what they say, and then the English subtitles match. And then the third, fourth, fifth, 100th time, watch it with no subtitles to get your listening better and whatnot. So I usually recommend that style. But for students, movies are too long, okay? 2 hours is too long to study. If you want to do it, great, but nobody has a lot of time to watch and study 2-hour movies. I suggest shorter YouTube videos. YouTube videos often have the subtitles. So you can watch like a 3 to 5 minute YouTube video with English subtitles and then without subtitles, something like that. I would recommend. That's not going to be overwhelming, and that will help you. You could do that every day. A movie, you can't watch a movie and study a movie every day. Okay, I'm just going through the questions here. I've just got to do some technical stuff. All right, Kim Hoon, physical verb. That's not a question, Kim Hoon. Can you try to make a question better so I understand? Karina, what is the difference between I have been, I have gone? Give me some sentences. Sorry, there's a little bit technical issue. I hope everyone sees me well. All right. All right. I have been, I have gone. For the most part, yeah, they're the same thing. Native speakers will use that, like I have been to China, I have gone to China. There is a deeper question, or I guess meaning or difference. I don't remember right now. I have been. I think I'm going to have to get back to you. I have gone. Maybe is meaning. The meaning is you went there. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a. Wait a second. Let me find an example sentence. All right. According to the internet, gone means someone has went to a place and hasn't returned, and been is someone who has they went to a place and they returned home. So that's the technical meaning, but as I said, native speakers are going to use that as the same way, but the internet is saying I have gone means someone has went to a place and not returned. So for example, if I said she has gone to Hawaii, that would mean that person has gone to Hawaii and not come back. She has been to Hawaii would mean that person has went to Hawaii and returned. So that is the difference. But native speakers are gonna mess that up. But if you have a test, okay, let's assume you have a test. Gone, you went, you didn't come back. Been, you went and came back. Tuan, you mean sense? What is the meaning of this word? I don't remember what I was talking about sense. JY9309, if you're still here, thank you for your answer, but I have one more question. What is the difference between want and wanna? I'm going to do a few, I think Esther's doing a video on that, but it's not want And it's not want and wanna, it's want to and wanna. And they're the same thing. This is the correct word, or it's two words, want to, I want to. But when we're speaking, a native speaker is going to say wanna. So if I say I want to sleep, a native speaker might say I want to sleep. Very fast, I want to sleep. When you're writing, don't ever write wanna. This is only a speaking sound. So it's always written want to. I hope you're still here and that answers your question. All right, it's 1:05. We've been in the live stream for 1 hour, 5 minutes. Get your last question in now. If you have one final question, get it in now. If not, I'm going to finish soon. Anyway, well, I heard a lot in conversation. What's the name should I call for all of them? I forget the name. I'm getting tired. Interrogatives? I think they're called interrogatives. Interrogatives. No. I forget the name right now. I can check that. Ask in the group. It starts with I. I just can't remember. I'm getting tired, guys. It's 11:38. Subtitled movie clips. When do we pronounce the words the as, you mean the? All right. If you like the British speaking, and not all British, but they are a little more strict about when to use the and the. And Americans destroy that. They don't really care anymore. So I'm more of American speaking, so I would have to check that in detail when to use the and the, because we don't in American English they're more and more not caring about that. But I know British speakers do care. Tika, I'm still confused about the word beside and besides. These are different. These are very different words. Beside is, I use my water. My water is beside me, no S. And then besides, I'm getting tired. Is similar to the anyway. You want to change the conversation into a new direction. It's a little more complicated, but for now, simply beside is always just beside. Besides is like anyway. You're taking the conversation into a new topic. Prakar, did you ever see English newspapers in activities are written using past, but headlines are written in another? I'm not sure the question. Usually writing is present tense. But if an event happened last night, they might use past tense, but generally we try to keep writing in present tense. Dear teacher, could you tell us about the live time? Every night, or not every night, almost every night, this link, same link, 10:30 p.m. Korean time, you have to check your time. Two, two, two. Can native realize just through the sound? No. They all have the same sound. Two, two, and two. But we are very good at recognizing the context. Where is the to in the sentence? Native speakers, we never confuse these. We can understand, we can recognize which one is in the sentence. They're used in very different ways, so there's not much confusion. They do sound the same. But I have a test for you. I have a test for you. It's a very difficult listening test. When we're talking about time, we're talking about time. So let's use the time. So what time is this? Well, there's many ways to say that time. We can say it's 10:50, all right? We wouldn't say 50 after 10, but we would say it's 10 minutes before 11. So 10 minutes before 11. So we take the minutes out, and native speaker will say it's 10 to 11. 10 to 11. All right? So here's your test. Listen carefully. I want you to write down the time. I'm going to say some time. I want you to write it down. It's 2 to 2. It's 2 to 2. Okay, did you guys get that time? What time is that? It's 2 to 2. Oh. It's 2 to 2. So it's 2 minutes to before 2 p.m. It's 2 to 2. So that can be very confusing. Another time, listen carefully. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. What time is that? It's 1 minute to 1 minute before 3. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 2 to 2. So those are the most difficult times to confuse 2 and 2, but usually we don't say these. Okay, that's just for fun. All right, I gotta move on. Sorry, guys. I'm about 15 minutes behind in the questions, so this can be very frustrating because maybe someone writes a question and then they leave, and I answer the question when they leave. So I have to be a little bit faster. So I might skip some stuff. Andre, it's calm style. I like it. You're right, Rosa. Robin's very popular. I'm not very popular. Rosa, I try to write my daily diary in English and then I read them. Is it good for improving my English or my writing? Well, everything is good, but we can improve, right? How can we improve that? Especially writing. With writing, you need a reader, and you need a reader that can help you get better in your writing, all right? So for writing, Rosa, my advice is to send me an email. And all of you can send me an email if you have time, a short email, and I could comment on your writing or give you some tips quickly how to make it better. Even better, if you write in the comments. This video, usually when I close this video, an hour later, it is a video on this channel. If you write in the comments some paragraph, I will certainly give advice. But everything helps. Robin, sir, spend him time for us. What do you mean spend him? Florin Baku, sorry. How many English words are used in a 2-hour movie? I don't know, Florin. I don't know how many words they use in a 2-hour movie. Thousands. Should we learn verbs to describe the action from movie? I'm not sure I understand the question exactly, Florin. You should learn all verbs. Every verb needs to be learned. Well, 99% of them. You should learn all verbs. If you want to learn English, then you don't watch action movies. No, I disagree. Just Chilmar. Anything in English that you enjoy is the best way to learn English. If you enjoy action movies, watch action movies in English. That is the best way. People think I have to study serious stuff to learn English, grammar books, serious stuff. No. The best way to learn English is you find something in English you enjoy. And then you do a lot of that. Okay? If there's something you don't enjoy and it's just studying, you're not going to do a lot of it. So if you like action movies, that person might watch a lot of action movies and learn a lot of interesting vocabulary, idioms, expressions. Sereno Prado, hey teacher, hi guys, hello, what's up? We're doing a live stream. Penny, does besides and except have the same meaning? No. How to pronounce accept, accept. Accept, accept. Leila, I'm trying to go fast, so if I go too fast over your question, I'm very sorry. Yeah, you should take some rest. I want to rest soon. This is hard, guys. If you've been watching from the beginning, you probably saw I had a lot of energy, but as time is going on, my energy is starting to go down. So I'm going to close this up in the next 5 minutes. All right, battery, okay. Maybe I'll do a 24-hour live stream one day. Serenio Prado, can I do a question? Can I ask a question? Is it true that people that live in Canada, when they meeting or anywhere is normal, they say, hey, what's up? I don't with you. You can get me. I think you're talking about what's up. Hey, what's up? Yeah, they say that in English-speaking countries. It's very casual with your friends. It would not be proper to say what's up with me because, yeah, I'm very friendly with you guys, but I'm also a teacher, and you shouldn't say what's up with a teacher. Never. Never say what's up to your teacher. But your friends only. One thing I really don't like, and some of you might have done this to me, is if you say what's up to me, I'm fine. But I really don't like, hey, bro. So in the WhatsApp groups, usually strangers, they always say to me, hey, bro. And I don't know, I really don't like that because that's too casual to say. I know they want to be friendly. That's their intent, to be friendly and casual. I understand that, but it's a little too casual for me. Might be a generation difference. I like it when people call me brother. Hey, brother. That sounds very friendly and close. But when they make brother into bro, hey, bro, I usually don't like that. I usually say, hey, I'm not your bro. Anyway, I hope that answers. Thana. Well, Thana learned about time. Maybe in another live stream I'll talk more detail about time. I don't want to go into that. And you guys put your answers. And I'm seeing your answers like 10 minutes later. I got to go faster. I'm going to work. Okay. Florin, good question. I'm only 7 minutes behind in question. Is it writing books good for improving English? Now, Florin, before I answer your question, I want to correct your question. And a lot of you make mistakes in your question, and I don't take a lot of, it would take too much time to fix everyone's question. But Florin, I'm going to pick on you today because I like you, and you made a common mistake. So the common mistake, Florin, is you're using TT, and you should be using 1T, writing. So for all of you, because it's such a common mistake. My students in my class here in Korea always make this mistake. Writing has 1T. Anyway, his question, is it writing books good for improving English? If you're trying to write a book in English, oh wow, you are amazing. Is it good for improving English? If you have the time and the energy, you can write a book. And yes, of course, that's going to improve your English because you got to try and express. Well, if you're writing fiction, which is not true, you're telling a story, then you got to try to express people's feelings. And if you're writing nonfiction, something that is true, yeah, you really have to use good, concise language. But you know, Florin, most book writers, their writing, their grammar, their spelling is terrible. Usually the editor fixes, the editor fixes their writing up. So usually authors, they write a book, they send the first draft to the editor, and the editor will go through it fixing all kinds of mistakes, send it back, and they gotta fix those mistakes. So anyway, it's good for writing if you have the time and effort. But Florin, if you wrote a book, I would buy it. In English, I would be the first person to buy it. Thana Pradana, so which one is proper for 1050? Is it 1050? No, we usually don't say 1050. Well, yeah, we say 1050. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm going to take a 10-second break. Is it 1050? Yes. Is it 10 to 11? Yes. Both are okay. Equally okay. Doesn't matter. Some people say 1050, some say 10 to 11. You have to know them both, but it doesn't matter what you say. Some people say 10 before 11. Again, I'll talk about time in a future video. What is your email address? I changed about the writing. I want you to put in the comments below. But I will put my email here. I don't check my email very much, so that is not the best way to contact me. Okay, Tika, thank you. What is your email address? Question mark. 247 live, Prakar. Yeah, I will do that in the future. You gotta, if I do a 24-hour live stream, you have to watch it, all 24 hours. You can call me Siri, like that from the iPhone. I don't use iPhone, but I know Siri. Siri or Shiri? No, Siri. Siri. That's what the iPhone. Samsung, I think we use Bixby. Rawaz, Sherry, Link, thank you. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Thank you in advance, sir. Thank you so much. All right, I think we're coming to the end. 1 hour, 25 minutes. It's almost midnight here in Korea. Our viewers are going down. I'm getting tired. Thank you very much for watching my live stream tonight. I hope you learned something. I want to talk to you more, so be active on the channel. Subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Check the links before. Join my chat channels. Talk to me. I go there every day to talk to students. And my next live stream will be Saturday, same time, 10:30 p.m. Korean time, and Sunday, same time, 10:30 p.m. Korean time. The topic for Sunday is idioms. The topic for Saturday is I don't know yet, but I will get it done before Saturday. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you, and I'm very happy to see many people asking questions, and I'm sorry I can't continue this for longer, but I got to go to bed because I work tomorrow. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. See you Saturday.